Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Susan Kennard, and I hope you like the festive hat. I thought I would grace you with a bit of Christmas presents today. So, the title of my video today is Trauma and Our Reaction to the Global Situation. Oh, by the way, I sound like I've got a cold. I haven't got a cold. I haven't got anything like that. Essentially, it's cold outside here in the UK, and when you come inside, uh, it's warm. So it makes you sniff and it makes you sound like you've got a cold. But I haven't got a cold, just so you know. I don't have any drama around that. So essentially, I'm a specialist in trauma and I have been for the last 20 odd years. And what I have found is that when we are holding on to perceptions of trauma and fear of survival, etc., then what happens in our daily life or in someone else's life, even, we come into that fear and we come into that part of us that actually reacts from a place of the early trauma. So if you think of it as, maybe there was an accident that happened when you were younger, or maybe you had birth trauma, or maybe, um, you know, you were abused, or maybe you were abandoned, or whatever it might be, then you have within, not only within your perception, but you hold it within your cells. So within your whole vibration. So in your vibrational field, but also within your cellular structure. So, because we are incredible beings of light having a human experience, our soul knows there's nothing to be afraid of. But our physical experience and our physical being actually thinks there is. So, it only thinks there is because we're coming from a place of either our own perception of belief of fear and fear of survival, of course, or ancestrally, so our mother's mothers or our father's fathers, or epigenetics, which is something that we bring in from our parents and so on. And of course, we have past lives. So whether you believe in past lives or not, there is definitely an ancestral energy that we bring through. And we bring that through from the perspective of people talk about genetics. That is how we look and how we are seen physically. But epigenetics is our thought forms. So we also bring in our thought forms from our family, our ancestors, and our parents. So we have all of that going on. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are reacting because of your own experience of trauma. You could be reacting to the global situation in a way where you're afraid because of others down the line. Maybe it's the First World War, the Second World War. Maybe it's from other countries. Maybe it's from, post-war babies, all that kind of thing. There's loads and loads of reasons why we might set up a perception of belief of fear of survival. Okay. So one of the things just to say, I really want to do a process with you today. And I think one of the inner child trauma processes might be really helpful because when you feel that you haven't got trauma held within, especially early childhood trauma, then you see the world in a different way. And so therefore the choices you don't make those choices from a knee-jerk reaction, maybe watch the news or something like that, and then make a decision based on that. But you make a decision based on your internal peace. Okay. So when you have that internal feeling of peace that, to be honest, nothing can get you, and that there really isn't an end, this is our physical being, but our soul goes on. And this is just a brief experience that we're choosing to have. When we are actually in a place where we can release a layer of that trauma, then it allows us to feel so much more empowered. So what I really want to do is a process with you today. And I think I know the process I want to do. And these processes come from my course on my website, which is called Sparkle to Success, which is a self-help course you can download it and do the processes. They're all on audio. And it's also in my book. So my book coming out in 2022 will have all of the processes within. So you're welcome to do that as well. But I feel like it's really important to feel empowered at this time. I definitely know in the UK here that, there's a lot of thoughts being banded around about maybe another lockdown. But really, we've just got to look at it and live in the moment and live in the moment without fear. Okay. So if I have time, I will do cards as well. I will get my cards out. I have these really beautiful ones, which are Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light. And I really love these cards. So I'm going to get them out ready. But at 1:30, so in about 15, 17, 18 minutes, I'm going to be running my retreat. I run 2 a month. Last month, the retreat was a chamber of grief and loss. So we were all put in a chamber to release any grief and loss. And this week is peace. So ironically, I'm talking about peace today. And in about 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to be holding a healing retreat, which is where I'm going to put everyone in a chamber of peace. And that chamber of peace is going to last all over the Christmas holiday season. So if you fancy that, pop over to my website afterwards, or even now, and book in. It's £33. If you go to my website, susankennard.co.uk, you can still get a place on the retreat. And if not, you can get the replay. So it's absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm just going to ask the guides to give me a card for this whole feeling. And then I think I'm going to do a little process with you. So please give us a card. Thank you. Oh, this is beautiful. So Akasha, so your guidance is divinely guided. Okay, so all our guidance, if you look at this beautiful card here, all our guidance, ironically, is divinely guided, of course. And we have to know, we have to remember that we have always got a beautiful team of guides with us at all times. And when we remember that, when we actually remember that we are not on our own, life is so much easier, because we won't go to the news to get our answers, and we wouldn't go to somebody else to get our answers. We go within to get our answers. And when we go within, we get the true answers as opposed to somebody else's perception of what might be going on in the world. So let me just ask, which is the best process for us to do? So we're definitely going to do the Earth Star, Soul Star, so that we can connect. Yeah, okay. So what I feel we're going to do is actually work with an inner child. So we're going to find an inner child in a moment. I'm just going to be taken on this journey. So let's come into our heart space and obviously take responsibility for your own well-being. If you're listening to this on the replay and you happen to be driving, then obviously you're not going to do that. But just come into your heart space and just take a beautiful deep breath. Good. I'm just going to say a statement that I always say when I work with anyone. Create all theirs. It's commanded that you pull, clear, cancel, and delete on all levels and resolve in the history level. Any waywards, any watchers, any entities, any attachments, any thought forms, anything that does not serve anyone listening to this in real time and anyone listening to the replay, including myself. Any waywards, any watchers, any entities, any attachments, any thought forms that do not serve us now, and send them to unconditional love. And anyone that has passed over, that does not realise they need to go to the light, to allow them to go to the light now and know that's where they can find their very own true family in spirit. Okay, good. So I want you just to breathe down to your toes and just connect with your Earth Star underneath your feet. Imagine a beautiful star underneath your feet. And then I want you to imagine a beautiful star above your head. And that's your soul star, connecting you to the unified light of consciousness. And then to imagine a beautiful beam of light coming down over you, like a light of protection, really. Okay, good. And then I want you just to invite your guides in and your angels to be with you. And then just invite them to step out so you get a sense of a difference. This is something I teach on my guides classes. But it's really good to know that because it's like a signature. So invite them to step out and then invite them to step in again. Good. And you may get a sense that you can see a difference. You may feel warmth, coolness, just an energy around you, or maybe feels like cobwebs, whatever it is. It will be exactly what you need to experience. Okay. Good. So I'm being guided to do colour energy clearing, which is one of my processes on the course. So I want you to just for a moment think about something perhaps to do with what's going on in the world. Maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's fear of not seeing your loved ones, maybe it's fear of survival. Whatever it might be, just to think about that just for literally just for a moment. The fear of something, okay? And I want you just to connect where that might be in your body. So just close your eyes for a moment and just connect to where that is in your body. Okay, and if you don't know where it is, just guess, because that's essentially your inner knowing. Okay, and now I want you to give it a colour. Okay, so give that a colour, just the first colour that comes to you. All right, good. And now I want you to know that you can heal this yourself. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to imagine the guides are giving me this colour, and it's pink and gold with silver sparkles. So if you can imagine that colour, and imagine that colour is full of unconditional love and connection and peace. And I want you to imagine that colour coming down from your soul star above your head, all the way through you, through the whole of your body, and particularly concentrating on that area where you felt the fear or you saw the colour. Good. Take a deep breath and just imagine it flooding that area and filling it up with pink and gold and silver sparkling light. And just imagine that expanding throughout the whole of your body. Okay. And if you can still see that colour that you had where the fear was, just imagine that you had a magic wand in your hand. Okay. And I want you to get that magic wand, imagine the sparkling light coming from it, and just tap where you can still see that colour and watch that colour just be released up into the universe and be replaced with beautiful sparkling light. Okay, good. So once again, take a deep breath and just feel that sense. Good. And then breathe it down. And now come back to me for a moment. And when you think about how you feel now about that certain situation, I'm just going to have a look on my YouTube and see if anyone is live with me, because I can say hi to you. Oh, Veronica. Hi, Veronica. Good morning. So, Veronica, I'll be seeing you on the retreat in about 10 minutes, which is great, and the peace retreat. So just feel into it and feel how it feels now when you think about that particular thought around fear, fear of survival, fear of perhaps not seeing your loved ones, whatever it might be. And just connect with that now and how does it feel? Okay. So if you think about how simple and how easy it is to connect with that emotion and then acknowledge it by giving a colour, and then just releasing it with divine light. So that divine light is truly unconditional love and connection. And those two main things, when we feel connected to our guides, to source energy, to our inner guidance, we also feel that unconditional love. Those two main things, if we can feel that, then we will never, ever make decisions from a place of fear. We will always make decisions from a place of inner knowing. That makes sense. Okay, so we've got time for some more cards. So I'm just going to ask, so feel free to do that process again and again and again. So as Veronica is watching, I'm going to give you a card, Veronica. Veronica's on my membership, actually, on my Soul's Mission membership platform. So I'm just going to give you a card, Veronica. So this is for you, Veronica. Veronica, so you have inner temple. Tune into the portal of your heart. Look at that. So beautiful. Yeah. And my feeling with that as well for you, Veronica, if you're still watching, and if not, you can catch it on the replay. My feeling with that is that it's so easy for you now to connect with that light within. But what the guides want you to do is to actually do it more often. So the sense I get is that you do it, but to practice it more often and come into the heart and just listen. And that's where I think you're really going to tune more deeply, they're saying, into your heart knowing, into your true heart knowing. Yeah, I mean, it's about what I'm hearing as well. It's about devotion to the practice. And it doesn't mean you have to sit for hours meditating. It just means you just come into your heart for that moment, ground and connect, and then listen to the guidance that you need, whatever guidance you need in that moment. Okay. So I'm just going to do one general card as well for anyone listening to the replay afterwards. I'm just going to do a general card. So I'm asking the guides to give me a general card really about the global situation. Okay. So please can you guide us? Let's just see, what's this one? Inner temple again. Out of all the cards. So coming into our heart, which we just spoke about, okay, is really, really important. And to have it as a practice. So come into our heart as a practice. Okay, so I'm just asking them to give me another one. So please give me another one. Okay, so this is about remembering and belonging, knowing that you are belonging, that you are a light worker, that you truly do belong. And you can come home at any point within. And what I'm hearing my guide say is that there are many of us at this time, many of you at this time, that feel like the answer is to go home, but the answer is to go home within. That's where you find your answers. So, Veronica, thank you. I'm glad you're still watching. Yeah. So this is amazing. This is one of my favorite cards. This is Soul Tribe. Okay. So what is really important? It's your soul family. You don't have to do this on your own. And the guides are very much guiding us with that. You know, I feel very honored and blessed that I have my own soul family, which is called the Soul's Mission Members Program, where we meet 5 times a month. And I really look after my soul family. And if you feel drawn to being part of a soul family and you resonate with my energy, you can find all that information out on my website, susankennard.co.uk. So, yeah, we'd love to have you if you feel a resonance and you feel that you're drawn to that energy. So I must go now. I hope you enjoyed that process. Feel free to share it with whoever. Please like and subscribe because it's great that I can grow my channel and I can reach more people so that more people know they're not on their own and more people can understand that they can heal themselves. So much love now. I'm popping off to go and teach this retreat in 3 minutes and much love. If I don't speak to you before actual Christmas Day, then if you celebrate Christmas, happy Christmas. If you don't, then have a lovely, peaceful day and enjoy the time where you can connect within, even if you can't connect with anyone else physically. Much love for now. Bye.